I'm in a 2015 Chevy Camaro. Just going to start it up for us. It uses a regular old key, unlike a lot of the cars nowadays. And I'm going to open the top, which I just have to pull down the handle and release it, and then it's just a touch of a button. It's super easy and it works really fast. It is a super hot, lovely summer day in Portland, Oregon. So I'm going to turn on the AC a little bit, and hopefully you don't pick up too much of that in the video. The seats are heated, and you have dual control, so if I want my heat seated, I can turn it on, or they can. The seats are electric, so I can adjust it however I want, forwards or backwards, with just a touch of a button. The back seat only has 2 seats, but they're big enough seats that you can fit 2 full-size baby car seats in there. You can even put in the convertible car seats where when they sit backwards for the baby, and then they grow with the child up to like 100 pounds. So some pretty substantial size car seats. You can definitely fit 2 back there. My kids are a little older. They're not in car seats, but one of my kids is in a booster, so I tried both boosters in there. And usually a booster tends to be a little wider. It depends. And I had 2 different types of booster seats, and they both fit in there no problem. And we're just going to talk about some different features. Obviously, it's a convertible. It's super easy to put the top up and down. It took me a little while to figure it out. There's a handle when it's shut that you got to unlock. I never had a convertible before, so I didn't know. And then it's just a touch of a button. So it's been really easy to, wherever I go, I can just put the top up real quick, run in the store, do my shopping or errands or whatever it is I'm up to, and I can just shut it real quick, and then when I come back out, I get everything loaded up, and then I open up the top again. So the toughest part is just locking it, but it's really not too bad. So some of the features that I really like is it's got a backup camera, and it does beep if somebody's coming up. It's gonna warn you that maybe it's out of the camera zone. You don't have to worry, because it's gonna beep. Of course, you have pretty good visibility with the top down anyway, so you know you're not gonna hit anything in this car. It was super easy to pair my Bluetooth. You might remember a couple months ago when I reviewed a different car. I won't say the brand, but you know, I paired it, and it was difficult, and I would get out, and then I would come back, and I'd have to pair it again and again and again, and it just drove me crazy. This was so easy. I literally just hit the button, I pulled up the Bluetooth in my settings, and bam, bam. I mean, it was like 2 clicks, done, and then it remembers me every time I get in the car. Well, on top of that, my husband got back to town, and then he wants to ride around with me. Well, he paired his Bluetooth. Well, we both get in the car. It'll ask us which one, you know, we want it to operate off of, which is great. So he only had to put it in once too. And him putting it in didn't bump me out of the computer system. I'm still in there, so that's been pretty great. This one does have navigation, and I'll just show it to you real quick. Well, I mean, it has more than just navigation, but right now I've got the navigation set up, and it was really easy to use. It's a touch screen. Let's say we're trying to find a restaurant. Let's go to a brewery, see what we can find. Yep, there we go. It pulled up a whole bunch near me, so pulled up some really good ones actually. This Camaro runs right at $46,000. It does have a fully leather interior. It's got a really great sound system. I'm gonna crank it so you can hear it. Find a good song. A nice slow jam for us. You can hear that bass. When you're going 70 miles an hour down the freeway with the top down, the wind's pretty loud. It doesn't matter because you can really crank this radio. If you saw my other video, you know I love the fist pump. So that's pretty great. It also pairs to your iPhone, so like I really enjoy listening to podcasts. So as you can hear, I'm listening to an SEO podcast. I'm gonna turn that off for now. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this car? Oh, for moms, the mirror's a little small in the visor here, so you have enough room to put your lipstick on, but it's difficult to get your whole face in the mirror. It does have OnStar. The OnStar is built into the mirror, so if you need help, you can call for OnStar, which is an option in all Chevy vehicles. You have the option to put this car into manual mode, and then once it's in manual mode, you have some gears here and here on the handle wheel, so you just change speeds right there. And it works really great. In other cars that we've driven where the manual, where you could put it in manual like that, it hasn't been real smooth, but on this Camaro it was really smooth and it worked really great. I mean, it was, you would never think that you weren't driving a normal 5-speed. It worked really great. Now we're gonna check out the trunk. It's pretty big. There's a big bag in here, so kind of dwarfs the thing. It's got this thingy that attaches like that. I guess if you want to cover something up. Honestly, I don't know what you would do with that. And then it's got this fun little handle here. So what's real important to know is that if you get kidnapped and somebody puts you in the back of the trunk of a Camaro, that there's a pull, and you can pull this and it'll release the trunk and you can escape. See the man escaping? Isn't that great?